I really enjoyed doing that.
Okay.
I was just a back weight there.
Fine dining.
Fine dining and breathing. Yeah. So that was a really awesome time. So I was, doing actually quite a bit. I was, working as a CNA. I was working at the Cork. I was finishing up school. I was trying to train. And so 2015, the end of that spring semester 2015 was really busy for me. And that was when I had that interview for nursing school. That was when I won the fight to win. And that was when I made the decision that, screw all this education stuff. I'm going to become a martial artist. And then that took me to 2016, where, you saw me at the Abu Dhabi trials and led to everything else. And then, 2016, as I said before, was my favorite year of jiu-jitsu so far. Yeah. Yeah.
What advice, I guess, or if you could have done it better, or you think you could have done it better, juggling college and jiu-jitsu?
Would have put a lot more value on my sleep. And that's something
recovery.
I've been really struggling with that a lot lately. Maybe in a little bit we can talk about the Whoop. I got one of these things, heart rate monitor.
Yeah.
But that would be the biggest thing that I would change is I would go back.
It checks your the quality of sleep that you have.
Oh yeah, it does a lot of checks my heart rate variability, my resting heart rate. Tracks how much you're sleeping. Sometimes it gives you frustrating information. But it would have been a lot more emphasis on my sleep hygiene. That would have been number one. Number two would have been to try and get a workout in the morning. Try to value the early morning hours to where you can get productive work done. And then number three would be stay away from mind-altering substances as best you can, because that definitely has held me back in the past, and I'm sure it's going to be something, it's one of my goals in 2020 is to stay away from things that inhibit my forward momentum. I have a lot going for me right now, but I need to get out of my own way.
How do you think it held you back?
Interfered with my sleep, interfered with my studies.
We're talking about marijuana.
Yeah. And it really slowed a lot of the things down that I'm trying to reach for. And I have lofty goals.
Yeah.
And in order to achieve them, I need to be sleeping well, need to have excellent nutrition, and I need to make sure that I'm getting my studies done. And it directly inhibits all three of those. You sleep much more poorly. You do not recall as much, you do not retain as much information when studying, and you make poor nutrition choices. And those are three things I can't afford right now. I need to be staying full momentum, one direction forward towards my goals. And that's going to require me to make some sacrifices. And I'm prepared to make those sacrifices this year. Because there's nothing else that I want in this world apart from, becoming, it's sort of cliche to say, but, world champion. I want to excel at jiu-jitsu.
Black belt world champion.
Yes, excel at jiu-jitsu beyond the constraints that society or myself would put on me. Exceed all of that. Whether it's DNA or whatever you want to say, like the limits that are on me, I want to completely exceed those.
Did you watch the Mike Masumichi flow grappling documentary?
Yeah, I've watched a bit of the stuff that he does, and his Berimbolo game, I just watched 4 minutes of him drilling it, and he did, I think 13 different variations on it or something that I was just watching. It was amazing. He's got some of the most incredible cerebral jiu-jitsu I've ever seen, but I haven't watched his documentary.
You watch it, I think, just on mindset and
really,
overcoming things like losing and then winning. And I mean, he's been at it since he was a kid, right?
Yeah,
full time,
and he's 3-time world champion now, man.
3-time black belt world champion.
Yeah, and that was not done until he did it. It's amazing.
And his sister also won. And in the documentary, she's like, I did it for him. I had to do it for him.
I had a really weird interaction with his sister once. I was putting some salt in my water. It was at an Abu Dhabi trial.
Okay.
And to rehydrate after weighing in. And she's like, "Did you bring enough for everybody?" And I was like, "What? This is salt? What?" And then she said nothing after that. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
The way she said it to you.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, well, you can have as much salt as you want, I guess." Yeah, but no, he's really, and that's something I should do a lot more of, is studying the individuals. Because right now I've been highly focused on studying Gordon and Danaher's DVDs. But I would like to switch over to studying more of individual grapplers. Getting their stories and seeing how they handle certain situations.